Well, good morning. This is Dean Tenney. I'm coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas. And it had come to my attention as we built out the channel over this last year that one of the things we had kind of forgotten, I don't know, left behind, the channel's probably primarily, I think a little over 50% Series 7 and SIE Series 7, and some people we forget are going to get their Series 6, and we have a playlist for Series 6, but it's not what it should be. We're going to have to build that content up. And so as we start every playlist, we start with how to pass your exam by knowing your exam. So I hope when you take your Series 6, you did a great study effort, execute a good study effort on your SIE, because that's going to make your Series 6 top off just that much more easier for you, because there is a lot of overlap. So let's get started here. When the committee gets together to design exams, they do it based on critical functions. And those critical functions are in a chronological sequence, as you can see here, right? So the first thing you do is try and find customers for the broker dealer. So seeks business for the broker dealer from customers, existing customers, potential customers. As you see here, this is 24% of your exam, which of 50 questions means you're going to get 20 items, 12, what I call performance opportunities. I call test questions performance opportunities. So once we have found a customer, we're going to open the account. That's 16% of your exam. It's only 8 questions. Now, I'm not part of the committee. Don't know what their thinking is, but my guess is they say, okay, well, they took their SIE and they already have been tested on the difference between Coverdale's and 529s. They've been tested on joint tenants with rights of survivorship, been tenants in common. They've been tested on uniform transfer to minors accounts, margin accounts, cash accounts. And so 8 questions there. Now, as you can see, the biggest opportunity here, and that makes sense, as the investment vehicles always is. So once we have the account, what is going to be a suitable or unsuitable recommendation? That's going to be basically this idea that we have mutual funds for them. And what we're trying to do is match their investment objective with that of the fund, of the various mutual funds that we can get them involved in. And, sometimes there's a match, sometimes there's not. And we're going to test you on recognizing what would be suitable or unsuitable given those investment objectives. And then obviously the advantages and disadvantages of a mutual fund. Right? The advantage being professional management, diversification, ease of ownership. And those are the major benefits, avoiding selection on systematic risk. And then what are the disadvantages? Losing tax control of your investments. You don't decide when to sell and realize capital gains. They do. So that kind of thing. And then just 5 questions on the, what happens after you do the transaction. So that's a total of 50 questions. And like all questions, like all of these questions on these exams, you get what are called 5 experimental questions. They don't tell you what they are. They just tell you, there's going to be 5 of them. So let me clean that. Whoa, let's clean that up. That was half your exam is investments, right? Different types of mutual funds. And let me clean that up. And let's move this down. Let's get rid of that. And this is how, if you join me for the SIE, then you know what comes next in this playlist. So, well, let's finish off this first. So you get 5 experimental questions. I call them outer space questions. They don't tell you what they are, so you have to answer them. So you get 55 questions. I call these the questions that, Dean's never talked about. You never saw in your materials, never saw a practice question. Just guess be a sign of the universe and try and make it up elsewhere. No penalty for guessing. That's important. One of those 4 answers they're offering you is the right answer. So no reason to leave anything blank. You have an hour and 30 minutes to complete the exam. You shouldn't run out of time. You might run out of right answers, but you definitely should not run out of time. All right. So if you have joined me for the SIE, and that's part of the reasons I've decided to beef up the Series 6 component. And the reason I've decided to beef up the Series 6 component is because some people join me for the SIE and then say, hey, Dean, what's up? Looks like it just skips right to Series 7. So as you know, what we do in the playlist is now we're going to explicate the functions of the exam. We're just going to go through like you've seen I've done on the SIE, I've done on the Series 7, I've done on the 65 and the 66. haven't quite got started on the 63, working on the 910. And so I'll probably, when I start the explication, I probably won't start it with function 1. And the reason I won't do that is we want to start with the target rich environment. So the next part of the explication I'm going to put into the playlist is going to be function 3. I'm going to do it out of order because that's going to be the 25 questions, half your exam in function 3. So that's what we'll start next. Okay. Hey, listen, if you like the channel or like a particular lecture, please hit the like button. Please subscribe so you don't miss the coming explications of this series 6, as well, perhaps maybe a couple more narrative lectures. I've got a great narrative lecture on mutual funds already in there that's suitable for the series 6. I've got rules of the road. So there are some narrative lectures already in the playlist. Some point we'll have a practice final. Those come, at the last as I build out those playlists. We started the channel a year ago. We're coming up on our first year anniversary. I'm hoping to get to 200,000 views and 3,000 subscribers by the anniversary date, which is 3 weeks from today. We're presently at 185,000 subscribers, or 180,000 views, and closing in on 3,000 subscribers. So I appreciate your support, and check out the community page. That's available as well. We have a Series 7 Reddit. It's our Series 7, but you're welcome to join us there. It's SIN 7, but we've had 6s that participate, and there's no problem with you participating in that community as well. All right, as we always end our times together,